Last summer we obtained a bunny we named Ray, and another bunny we named Drax. Bunny pregnancy is only 28 to 31 days, and on April 1st of this year, Ray gave birth to a litter of kits sired by Drax. When a bunny is about to give birth, she pulls a bunch of her hair out and lines the nest box. The babies will be born completely hairless, so this is a necessary step for their survival. Mom's hair will keep them warm. 5 little babies were born. 3 of them weighed in at about 40 grams, which is about the weight of a ballpoint pen. The other 2 were half that weight and about the size of a Q-tip. Over the first several days, the runts never gained any weight and eventually died. Sadly, this is very common with bunnies. By the end of the first week, 3 little bunnies remained. By now, they were showing signs of a fuzzy hair layer and a beautiful color pattern called blue tort. Newborn kits spend the first couple of weeks in the nest box while they develop hair so they can move out of it on their own. They are born with their eyes closed and open them around day 12. When these little guys were about 15 days old, they were ready to leave the nest box behind. The kits are 15 days old and they have jumped out of the nest box. When they leave on their own, they clearly feel they are done with it. They are starting to become more mobile and move around and jump and play. They look pretty twitchy more than anything. They now weigh 4 times what they did at birth. As the kits continue to age, they develop more fur and their ears continue to grow. Their eyes darken into the brown that matches Drax. They become very interested in exploring. They definitely look more like bunnies now. By 3.5 weeks of age, they are zooming around and running into things, including each other. They are very curious and love getting into things. They are beginning to practice the typical zigzag run adult bunnies will use to escape from predators. You can even see some little hops for joy we call a binky. They will develop more coordination as they grow. Ray has ears that stand up. Drax has ears that are lopped. The little bunny's ears continue to grow, and only time will tell if they continue to stand up like their mama Ray, or if they lop and flop down like their dad Drax. The kits are now 8 weeks old and about 1.5 pounds. They just had their first vet appointment and they are in perfect health. While we watch them run around, I'll tell you a bit more about bunnies. So some animals are diurnal, they like to be out during the day, and others are nocturnal, they like to be out at night. Bunnies are what is called crepuscular, which means they actually like dusk and dawn the best. Those are their active hours, and they tend to sleep the rest of the time. An interesting fact about bunnies is that their teeth never stop growing, which is why you'll see them constantly chewing on things to help grind down their teeth. Their ears can actually swivel and turn 180 degrees. That helps them hear sounds in all different directions. And their eyesight is interesting too. They are farsighted, which means they can see things that are really far away, but everything up close is actually pretty blurry to them. And they can see in almost every direction except right in front of their faces. So sometimes it's really easy to startle them if you try to pet them from right in front of their faces. They actually sleep with their eyes open. The easiest way to tell if a bunny is actually sleeping is whether their nose stops twitching, because their noses will just constantly twitch, and then when they're sleeping, it'll basically stop. One way that you can tell if bunnies are happy is when they jump into the air and twist their bodies. This is called a binky, and their dad Drax is famous for them. He does them a lot. When rabbits are happy, they will also purr, which is a special teeth grinding noise that they make when they're really content. Drax does this a lot as well. I haven't heard it yet from the babies, but they're pretty little still. Bunnies have very sensitive digestive systems, and their systems move so fast that they poop a lot. Some of their poop actually looks like little raspberries, and they will eat those because they contain undigested nutrients that their bodies couldn't process the first time around. Rabbits are herbivores, and they'll mainly eat grasses and hays. They also get some fruits and veggies as treats, but things like carrots are actually very high in sugar, so they don't get those very often. So far, their favorite treat is actually bananas. And as you can see, they can run pretty fast. Wild bunnies can run up to 45 miles per hour. House bunnies are probably closer to 25 to 35 miles per hour, but that's still very fast. Domestic bunnies like this can live to be 10 years or more. So it's a bigger time commitment than you really think. A lot of people equate having a pet bunny to having a dog. They do require a decent amount of space, room to run, and their food is about the same price. Now, Mama Ray is a small breed mixed rabbit. I think she's a Polish. And Drax is a type of bunny that is called a dwarf American fuzzy lop. All of the babies have Drax's coloring, but so far have the shorter hair that Ray has. That may get longer as they continue to grow. These guys are now at about half the size that they will end up, since they're about 1.5 pounds, and Ray weighs 2.8 pounds, and Drax weighs 3.1. One of the things that these bunnies will do is groom each other. Grooming is actually a really important social behavior. Bunnies have a hierarchy, and the alpha bunny usually gets groomed by all the others. Another rabbit behavior you'll often see is called chinning. This is where the rabbit rubs their chin on various things to spread their scent and claim ownership. If a rabbit chins you, then you are theirs. Something has this bunny's attention. If a bunny is upset or scared, they might thump. Listen here and see if you can hear it. The bunny was very alert, watching for danger. Her thumps alert the bunnies of possible danger, and then they can sprint for cover. While I didn't see what actually scared them, in the wild, predators could be anything from hawks, owls, foxes, wolves, raccoons, and snakes. Thanks for sticking around to learn a little bit about our adorable baby bunnies. I can't wait to find out what their names are going to be. We have 2 females and 1 male. The male, of course, is all about stealing food right off of your plate. He loves to try to steal goldfish crackers, even though those are terrible for him. One of our females likes to sleep in really weird positions, like on her back. And she loves smashing herself up against the sides of the cage and sticking her feet out. And then our other female is the alpha of the litter, and she will explore everywhere you don't want her to go. So they're definitely unique little bunnies, and they are so much fun, and I just can't wait to see what you guys name them.